And then I started getting notifications like, post the video. I'm like, I'm not posting. People are hurt. I don't know.
You strike me as someone who says he's going to do something and then follows through on it and does it. And I admire that about you, which is why I wanted to bring you on to really interrogate you about why and how do we fix.
How do you do that? But also, I don't know you as well as Kyle does. So I would love to hear your relationship with plans in general.
With plans, I love plans. I do. I have a hard copy planner that I always, I don't write anything in I don't digitally put anything into my phone. I carry around a planner and I write scribbles in and fill up my calendar that way. Yeah. And that's how I plan stuff. And I love filling up my calendar. And I do stick with plans, and I get bummed out when plans fall through and people become, not reliable.
Mm-hmm. Wait, do you have the planner on you right now? Mm-hmm. Can we?
Yeah. We'd like to see that.
Put this down.
One second, please.
Of course, you brought the planner.
It's fun.
I'm excited.
Fun.
That's something you're excited to take out and show out. Ooh,
it's beautiful.
Iridescent. Okay. Nice. Oh, and then you get to reuse it.
I don't know if the camera can see, but there is a lot written down.
Wow. Okay. Whoa. That's
busy.
That looks like you. That looks like a murderer's.
Killed him today.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I admire that. Okay. I feel like I keep on buying hard planners because I like the fantasy of. I also just. Planners. I don't know. I'm always trying to emulate like what I saw my mom do in the 90s. So I'm like, because I have this idea of what a functioning adult is.
Sure.
But like they exist in the context of a world that also doesn't really exist anymore, which is like this is someone who could
keep not only checkbook balance.
Yes, checkbook.
My mom still does that, and God, it gets on my nerves.
Incredible. It's an incredible feat that they do.
She doesn't need to. I've told her how to download the app for the banking, where you can see everything you.
Yes,
she's not having it now because she's what? She's a responsible.
She's a boomer
grown
lady.
woman of the 90s.
Yeah.
But I pictured myself always being like, I will have a hard planner and I will wear leather gloves at Christmas time, and that's what adulthood is.
It's cold.
Well, it's just like what you see.
Yeah.
That's what was presented to me.
My experience about being an adult in my adulthood is just pretending you're an adult the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, even when I graduated college and I started like working in the city, I would go into the office, or I would commute to the office. I would be pretending, even though it was really happening. I'd be like, I'm going to wear a tie. Yeah. Nobody asked me to wear a tie. And I'm commuting, and I would read like the Metro paper. And then I would get to my desk and I was pretending I was my dad. Like,
no, that's real.
Even though it was a job, I was pretending to have that job.
Well, because like, what else are we doing if we're not going to go full tilt?
We're disassociating, but in like a specific way of like, I'm being an adult.
I'm playing the role.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then when it comes to,
I'm giving business person realness.
Yes, exactly. You're a working girl.
But I also think that's an actor thing too, because whenever I meet people who actually work in offices and have like accounting jobs or they're lawyers, I quiz them about like what they talk about during the day at the office, because whenever I audition to play someone in an office, like I'm using really outdated terms. I'm like, can you fax me that report? Can you send? And it's like, I think that's an actor's way of like cosplaying someone in an office.
Yeah.
And so maybe all along the actor in you was like, I have to cosplay this, even though you did have a job in an office.
Yeah.
Where you commuted, and
yes,
you did it. That was authentic.
Were you ever wrestling with a copy machine? Yeah, that was it. Just like,
where's the paper? Yeah. Nice. Laura, there was this one temp job I had. It's kind of an upsetting story, I'm sure. It's just the way I performed was upsetting. I worked at this company on Wall Street, and
Wall Street.
It was nothing impressive, but like, it was a temp job, and it was like kind of like, I don't actually know what it was, but it was like data entry for like something financial.
That's also a buzzword.
And they trained me. It made no sense when they were training me. I was like, All I saw was a printer, and I was like, I can print my sketches there, okay? And for like 5 or 6 months, I was just typing stuff in. Didn't know what I was.
You were inputting data.
I was making it up. I was pretending to work that whole time, and I got along with the people I was working with, and I still keep in touch with them
You were
on like
a personality
Facebook.
hire.
Do they know?
The company
what
folded,
you guys did?
like,
okay, so you
Because
all
of you?
Maybe.
it
But
was-
I don't know what I was doing for 5 or 6 months.
You were responsible for whatever like the Bear Stearns incident was.
Probably.
The crash
That's
of
a
2008.
buzzword. I say that like I
Bear
know
Stearns.
the inner workings of that world. I don't know shit about
That's
shit.
weird.
I can't even count.
Well, this brings up a good point to me because you started off on Wall Street or because you started off like in offices. Do you think that's why you're really accountable and you like responsibility and you like a planner, or were you just like always like this? Were you born like this?
I guess I was always like this. I think I might have been. Whenever I'm late to something, I freak out and I hate every minute I'm late.
Sure.
And I'm like, ah. And then, you show up someplace and it doesn't matter, like an audition or something. It's like, oh, okay, so they're running behind.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy being on time. I like being exactly on time. Like, I'm like, I have to go to here, but I think I could be there at like 1:35. And then I look at my watch when I arrive and I'm like, it's 1:35. I'm good at estimating when I'm going to arrive.
It gives you like a satisfaction.
Yeah. And I have some friends still currently that never arrive on time. And I just roll my eyes and I'm like,
Classic.
I talk about them
I
behind their
can't
back
do it.
about how late they are all the time. And
I can't handle tardiness, which is funny because I'm very pro canceling plans.
Right.
But that's because I'm like, I said that I'm not going to be there. Like I'm going to commit to the fact that I'm not going to be there.
But when you
But if I say
do
that I'm
commit to a
coming,
plan, you're
I'm
always
there.
there. Yeah, I
I'm-
always feel like you're there.
I'm
early.
there. I'm on time. But I also love to complain about people who are late, even though
Yeah.
it was a very, like it was a maybe a half hour before deciding to arrive on time. I was like, do I go? Do I even go?
Right, you have that moment.
Mm-hmm. Hypocrisy.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about, because it sounds like you lived in New York for some time, and I did too. Kyle
No,
didn't.
I hate New York.
Kyle
I hate it.
oh, I love
But
it.
how do you feel about using the excuse of traffic in LA and subway problems in New York? Do we think that's a valid excuse for being late? Or do we think that, especially if someone keeps using that as an excuse, like it's one thing to have it happen once. But I feel like when I moved to New York, I realized I was like, oh God, we're all adults pretending that we're stuck in the subway, but really we're just late.
Yeah.
And we're using this as an excuse.
I try to always give, like, even commuting from wherever I was in New York, I would always be like, it has to be an hour. Even if you get to work
Oh.
early, like give yourself an hour,
God, that's so
a
responsible.
solid hour, because you'll show up 20 minutes early. You're like, oh, I guess I'll get a banana and coffee or something. Yeah. And also if there's the subways stops, like you still have time
Yeah.
to make up, and you can pretend like, oh my God, the subway was stalled for like half an hour. It never is. It's
Right,
always
it's like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So it's always doable.
30 minutes would be like on the news, I feel like.
Yeah,
Because you'd be trapped for that'd be a long time.
that's a long time. But yeah, I think you can use that 1 or 2 times. But if you do try, like, sorry guys, traffic was awful.
Especially in LA, it's like we all get it.
Yeah.
Traffic is bad
But
here.
then like you just send a text you send a text when you're in the traffic, right? You have to be like there has to be
You have to already
an
be
art
on your
form
way.
to like. I have a friend who's like chronically an hour late to everything, and I'll be coming to pick her up for something. Like I will be outside, and she'll text me, "I'm getting in the elevator," and I know for a fact that she is getting out of the shower, which says she's getting in the elevator.
Well, I have a story. I won't name names, but we were in New York City, and friends from LA, but everybody was in New York. And so there was 4 of us, and I text a picture of me walking to the restaurant, like on the block, and I'm like, see you guys in 2 minutes. And then my other friend texts a picture of her getting off the subway, like, on my way. And then the other friend, he's like, on my way too. And then our 4th friend takes a picture of herself in the shower with a shower cap on, and we're like, what?
But at least she's honest.
Yeah, but I was like, she's not going to be here for another hour.
That's wild. That's the picture.
And we
is
still talk
egregious.
about it. This happened like 10 years ago. We
She
still bring
deserves
up.
it. She deserves it.
That was a big swing that she thought was going to pay off. She thought you guys were going to love it, and
She didn't think anything of it.
God, that's brat summer.
That's
That's
Brat
brat summer.
Brad Summer was 10 years ago.
We haven't touched this yet, but I think it's such a funny topic is doctor appointments and what your relationship to canceling those are, because that's such a very specific
It's
type
different
of thing.
from
And
the-
everyone, I swear people are really polarized when it comes to this.
Yeah, it's different from like the social aspect of it.
Yeah,
it's like what
it's separate.
when you have a responsibility only really to yourself. How do you show up for you?
I don't think I've ever canceled a doctor's appointment.
What?
Is that like a common thing people do?
All the time.
All the time.
It's almost like,
I'll just not go.
But sometimes you get charged.
yeah. And it's also just like, you do it like once or twice a year. So like, I have to go. Like, you're supposed to. My most recent doctor's appointment, because I went to a new place, I'm not going to go back there again, but I went there because it was down the block. I was like, I'll try this place to get a physical. And
I know exactly what place you're talking about, by the way.
Yeah. Did you go?
I did. And I don't think I'll ever go back.
No. Also, the doctor walked in and his face was fully plastic surgery.
Yes.
And like,
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
scary. And like his eye, I was like, that's not a doctor.
And hair plugs,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
my
is
God, I
this
think
the
we had
nurse?
the exact same experience.
And he goes, you're fine. And I was like, it was all theater. And I was like, what the fuck is
To
happening?
your fully clothed body. Like,
Yeah. I was like, grab my balls. Somebody to call. No, don't.
Pull them till they hurt. Come on.
But it was a complete waste of time. And I was like,
That's
fake.
crazy. I had the exact same experience. It's down the block from where we live because
And then
John and I live on the same street.
I saw a girl in the waiting room that I knew, and so I reached out to her after my appointment. I was like, what was your experience with this doctor? He's like, oh, I've had a fine experience there. It's fine. So I was like, okay. I was like, I hated it.
Yeah. I felt like it was in and out super quick. And they also I got blood tests and they took forever to give me the results. So I had to just keep calling and bothering them to get the results.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because it's anxiety about medical stuff, but it takes a lot to get me to go to do the thing.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, if I then have to hound a doctor's office for blood work or even
what
to
their job is.
try and set up a second thing and they're just dragging their feet on it, that'll make me be like, well, I guess I'll come back in 5 years and hope that everything's okay. Hope that nothing happens to me because I don't know what that is. Can you tell me what it is, John?
John, do you know?
I don't know what they're doing.
You're a doctor. Have you ever had to break up with a doctor of any kind?
I did have one, Dr. Something with a V. My childhood doctor, not childhood, but 7th to college. And then he passed away.
Oh,
And he was young.
that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
And he was a doctor?
And he was a doctor.
He was a
What was
doctor.
going on?
I don't know.
Who was his doctor?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't have doctors.
Doctors don't have doctors.
They examine
Famously,
themselves.
they get
I
just a
swear
one-hand
doctors
mirror.
don't have doctors. And therapists don't have therapists. Some do.
Some do. Oh yeah, they have to.
Well, John, what if I was your therapist and you were done, you didn't like what I was giving as a therapist to you and you wanted to break up with me? How would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
So, John,
Yes.
it's so nice to have you. You've been seeing me for 3-4 years?
Yeah. Seems like eternity.
And I'm actually starting my own practice and I'd love to take you on as a permanent client.
Yeah.
And just to, I just love having you as a client. So I'd love to take you on patient, not client, patient.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate all you've done for me, all that you haven't done.
I know all that I can do. I'm
All
so
that you
excited
can
for our
do.
future together.
But I think I'm good. I think I'm cured. I'm not sad anymore. I don't hate myself.
Well, that is incredible to hear.
So you did your job.
But
But
with therapy, I think it's
it never ends.
it's it's like getting your oil changed. It's maintenance.
Yeah, but I can drive with the light on for quite a while. So
But I will give you a special deal.
Oh.
that will, it's a sliding scale.
What if I walk away now? Do I get a better deal than this one?
He's negotiating.
Don't walk away. Don't walk away now.
Don't you walk away from me.
If I suggest other
Don't you walk
clients,
away.
do I get a discount?
Oh, that's an interesting spin. Yeah. Do you have lots of friends that need therapy?
They don't need them, but I could tell them that they need it.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an interesting tactic. First, you said, "I'm out of here. I'm bailing on this because you have done such a good job," but then you switched gears to, "Well, actually, why don't we work together and turn a profit?" And
that was smart.
Maybe I don't have to go to therapy, but I can make some money off of this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna give her clients, and I'm gonna get kickbacks from it.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
that's smart.
kickback. We didn't discuss a kickback.
I never, when I'm canceling on things or I'm bailing on something, I never consider how can I monetize this, which is crazy because I apply that to every other aspect of my life. Mm-hmm. How can I monetize this?
Yeah, we do a portion of the pod where we role play. So, and we force the guests to be in a really uncomfortable position and have to cancel on us. So we just sprung that on you but you really handled it perfectly.
You handled it great.
As a seasoned improviser, I knew you would.
You're a very responsible person when it comes to doctor's appointments of any kind, be them therapists or even like dentists. Mm-hmm. That's also something that you follow through on, and you're just like, you're gonna.
I know. I can't believe you've never canceled. I will cancel ahead. I won't really cancel like the morning of, but like I have rescheduled. I'm getting cavities filled tomorrow, and I've rescheduled this appointment I think 3 or 4 times because it just sucks to get your cavities filled. And I like want it to be on the perfect day when I know
you need recoup time. We can't like have a audition the next day.
Exactly, and like life comes at you fast, so I've had to reschedule it so many times.
How many times are you willing to reschedule? Like how long?
For like cavities?
Yeah, like do you
or
count,
just in general?
In general, like do you count rescheduling as a cancellation? You wait for like if there's something you don't want to do, even socially, like will you reschedule it over and over again until the other person's like, never mind?
Like booking this podcast?
And you tried it, and
Shots fired.
No.
John said, please, another day, and we said, sure. What day? Name it.
We're there,
and we got him.
No, I think if anything, just kind of get it over with. Like I've been asked to coffee a lot, being like, "Can I pick your brain?" I'm like, and like 2 days ago, and then I'm like, it's a Friday. I'm like, let's go Monday. Let's just get it done with.
Yeah.
I put it in the calendar, and then
I wanted to ask you about your calendar. Do you write in pen or pencil?
Pen.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I don't really
white
have
out?
a pencil on my desk.
You don't have a pencil?
I have mechanical pencils that I draw with, but those are in my drawing pouch.
Okay, so you can use that for your calendar.
I have a desk.
Is the drawing pouch with us today?
I have an iridescent cup holder that I have my pens in. I'm going with the iridescent theme on my work desk.
You glamorous little freak.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's going back to like little pleasures of like Trapper Keeper and Lisa Frank and all that. Just like
totally
incorporate a little fun into your, organizational habits.
Do you get your rocks off when it comes to back to school stuff every year?
I do.
Me too.
I was just with Jackson at Target. I was like, "You want to go to the back to school section?" He's like, "No." I'm like, okay.
Sorry, you hate fun. Okay.
You guys still, I get triggered sometimes still when I see signs that say like back to school. Like really? I feel like I'm 11 again and it's like the end of my summer camp.
Did you hate to go back to school?
I actually was so social and I love school, but I have so much anxiety leading up to like a change of pace. Like I'd settled into summer and then I was like, oh my God, wait, we now have to go back to school. Like it was always like shocking to my system.
Well, it's shocking that I saw pictures of kids already going back to school this week. I was like, what? I thought it's after or right before Labor Day.
Oh, right.
No, I know. I've been hearing about that too. And also I've been seeing pumpkins.
That's exciting to me.
I mean, I love fall, but that's...
Enjoy summer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's stop rushing
I'm always on to the next one.
I don't have it on, but I have a puka shell necklace that I always wear at the beginning of summer until the end of summer.
Why did you take it off?
Because I have to go for a commercial audition after this. So I was like, I'll take it off. But as soon as summer begins, I put it on, and then it's like a 90s look, and I wear it every summer.
Wow. Where are you from?
New Jersey.
Oh, nice. I'm from Delaware.
Oh, sweet.
We're cousins. No. I don't know if anyone's from Wilmington. I don't know. People are from Wilmington, but it's like such a mysterious place to me.
I know 5 people that are all from Wilmington that all know
no
each other.
freaking way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Name them.
Seth,
Name.
Johnny,
Aubrey,
Dan.
Oh yeah, Aubrey. Yes.
And maybe that's it.
Only 4. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, there's more. There's more.
We believe you though.
Okay.
We believe there.
And my brother lived there.
Confirm that people
Lived
live
there,
there.
but not from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so John, we have some viewers send in some
Some
tales.
fans have questions for me.
Yeah.
They all heard that you were coming.
They heard you were coming.
I
They
love
gotta
my
know.
fans.
Okay, dear John.
So far, so good.
Dear John.
Dear
That's a
John.
Nicholas Sparks novel.
Oh yeah, dear John, I'm so sorry that we have to break up.
Oh no.
The war is too hard for me to.
To bear.
Yeah, I can't handle it. I can't hold it down at our farmhouse anymore. Okay.
I should have been playing with the wire the whole time.
Oh, I didn't even clock the wire. Turn into a ponytail. Okay. Dear John.
When I told Jax I was coming here, he went,
It's my favorite. I love.
Aww.
It's my favorite.
for the
Yeah.
viewers or the listeners that can't see, what's that called? Just ponytail?
It's just helicoptering an invisible ponytail on
Yeah.
your head anytime I get excited about stuff. Or sometimes you take 2 and you can alternate them.
I've never seen that.
I live.
We need to do that more.
You should.
Okay.
Everyone should. Okay, John, my friend Matt lives not even 2 minutes down the street from me. Back in the day, a small group used to play Uno on my back porch for hours on end. I would usually invite Matt because he was my best friend, loved Uno, and he lived really close. Almost every night during the week, I would text him asking if he wanted to play, and every time he would say yes. Not maybe, yes. The group would play for hours while we waited for him to get off work. Then we'd hear the rumble of his Subaru from miles away through the trees. Here he comes, we would say. But inevitably, as the sound got louder,
Stop.
and it would diminish down the street to his house, where he would make a bowl of cereal, watch TV, then go to bed without a single text, letting me know he wasn't coming. I am now the godfather to his child, so what does that say about me? That's the end of it. Honestly, I really identify with Matt on that one. I love just going home and having a bowl of cereal and not talking to
This
anybody.
person should be a writer, though. Like the rumble of his Subaru coming down and then slowly disappear. I mean, that's beautiful.
So I guess the question is, he says, I'm now the godfather to his child. So what does that say about me? I guess it's his ultimate question.
I guess your Uno games weren't that important.
It sounds like the friendship actually does mean a lot to
Matt.
To Matt, and it seems like Matt, at least as far as he's concerned, it's like we have this really deep friendship, and like I don't have to show up when I say I'm going to show up, but I know that
We're so close. I don't even need to say anything.
Yeah. I just drive past.
Have you ever had like a friendship like that where you're like, we're so close, I don't need to see you, you don't need to see me, and then like you don't see them for years and you're like, are we
Friends?
still friends?
Yeah, the second half of that is kind of like we're good. I have friends, Pat and Mike from college. Like, we haven't seen each other in so long. They're having kids. Are we still friends? I don't know. I only text them on their birthdays and maybe Christmas.
Life gets busy. I don't know, but I do.
And
think
if you don't
there's
live in the same place, but I will say, Matt, they are next door neighbors. But also, how many times do they play Uno?
maybe like once a week. It says for hours on end. So
That's
maybe
that's a fucking long time. Uno's like
Uno can go on forever.
Imagine getting off
It
work and being
can?
like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Go
Uno's
ahead.
a quick game.
mm-mm.
Maybe Monopoly. I used to play Monopoly for hours when I was little.
What?
You were a fun child.
Yeah. Let's do math and talk real estate.
I was playing Guess Who.
Yeah, that's what.
But that's also a short game.
That's
you
a
can't
very
really
short
play that
game,
for
yeah.
that long.
Yeah, I do feel like Uno can go because I feel like even if it goes quickly, tension gets high.
You could
People
be
are
almost done, like you call it Uno, and then you
Fair.
have a full hand of cards
Exactly.
next time.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
I can understand getting off of work and then not being like feeling a little emotionally drained.
I mean, he could have texted being like, sorry guys, I'm stuck at the office. Like, I really wish I was there with my buddies playing Uno.
You ever leave a really intentionally tired sounding voice note?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You would go, hey,
So sorry.
Hold on a sec. Yeah, I'll get that to you. Sorry, guys. Looks like I'm going to be stuck at the office for quite a while.
I'll get that report faxed ASAP.
Hey, John, fax that report. I'll fax the report. Sorry. Asking me to
Can I get that McGregor file? Thanks.
Oh my God.
McGregor.
The other day, Kyle and I were walking on Largemont and there were these people selling stuff for like, getting you to donate. And Kyle and I really didn't want to be stopped. So I just Kyle and I were walking, I just shouted, "Fire her! We need to fire her from our company." And they did not bother us.
It was, but you just undersold it. You were like, you actually were really believable, and you were like, "Watch this." And Mary like really dropped into character and was like, "What I think we should do is that we need to fire her immediately." And I think that, and like the people on the sidewalk went. And it was genius, and I think I'm gonna do that for every single time I try to get stopped by Greenpeace.
That's why you always need to have headphones in also.
Yeah.
Even if you're not listening to anything, just like, oop.
But they try to stop you. Even if you have
but sunglasses too.
Sunglasses help also.
Okay.
This is funny. I was leaving I go to this gym, and I sort of know this person, so whenever we see each other, we kind of like wave. Anyway, I was walking out, and he was walking in, and I could see him from afar, and he wasn't talking to anybody, but he had headphones in. So instead of saying hello to me, he started up a pretend conversation, be like, "Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I remember that." I was like, as he walked by me, I was like, "Oh, he's on the phone. Sure."
Oh no.
But I kind of knew he was faking.
Whoa. Name him.
No. Name.
Wow.
I've definitely done a fake phone call also. Be like, yeah, you see, that's so interesting. Like if I'm walking my dog also.
Really?
So I've done it to people.
I haven't done it on the sidewalk. I'll do it in my car sometimes because I talk to myself in the car, and then I'll realize that like someone might see me like either just kind of like playing out a weird conversation, and then I'll be like, yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm talking. But famously, when you talk to someone on Bluetooth in the car, the entire neighborhood can hear the other person.
Yeah.
What's up with that? That seems like a design flaw, right?
Definitely is.
You ever hear?
Well, roll up your windows.
Like,
even when they're rolled up.
It's like for some reason.
I've heard it too.
Yeah, it's like a crystal clear.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my complaint for the day. We like to tie up every episode with me complaining about a specific feature about cars.
About cars. This is actually a car podcast.
I do like that you can click a button on the new cars and just be like, text Kyle.
Yeah.
Like, what would you like to say? Hello. It's just like you could do stuff while driving, and like even though you're not a busy person, you can pretend to be busy. Text mom, hello, how are you?
I'm driving.
Adjust your headscarf.
Very busy.
But you can tell like when someone's using voice to text.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
my boss uses voice to text a lot, and it sometimes makes no sense.
Yeah.
Or using voice to text when with like an important message, like something that's sort of like, I don't know, that I would feel like would dignify if someone were to send me a cancellation text that was very clearly voice to text, I'd be like, what the hell? And I'm very pro cancellation, but that would make me feel. I do think that there is an art form to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some people are walking down the street like, "Hey, comma, I got my results back, comma, like I'm pregnant, comma, like it's hard." I'm like, you should not be saying this out loud.
It doesn't spell comma?
No.
Oh.
How do they know?
It doesn't.
I say period and it spells period. I'm like, no.
But I know what you mean, but
period.
Period. No, for me it's comma. It'll say comma and then it goes boosh and turns into a comma. It disappears.
And then usually whenever I'm dictating on my phone, I usually it's like, and I dictated this. So like they know that it's like,
that's
if
fun.
it's screwed up.
I dictated this.
Do you get into voice memos at all? Like, have you had full voice memo conversations instead of just being on the phone with somebody?
No, but I have done bits. Like if it's funny, I've done voice memos back and forth of, playing a character or something.
Sometimes I'll get caught in a full. Actually, it could have just been like a maybe 45-minute phone conversation, but then it turns into like 3 hours of sending back voicemail, send it at a time. Because one of us will send it and then like make lunch or something, do a thing, come back, listen to the response, send back another. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Do you sing happy birthday?
I do. No. Do you?
Whenever it's somebody's birthday, if I remember, I go happy birthday, and I do this whole like
I
new
like
rendition
that
of happy birthday.
You never, because you have a very thorough calendar. and you remember everyone's birthday.
Gotta squeeze this in.
Yeah, do you write people's birthdays in that?
No. How do I have birthdays? Just seeing on Instagram, I see people like reposting that somebody said happy birthday.
Facebook used to be clutch for that. It's not that we don't have that anymore.
And then when I say happy birthday, the phone will be like, "Oh, it's their birthday. You want to mark it down?" And then
Update.
I mark it down.
Oh, yeah, I do that too.
I do that too. This may be like a conversation that people are exhausted by, but like I still haven't landed on how I feel about it yet. When someone says happy birthday to you on Instagram and like puts it on their Instagram story, and I then add it to my Instagram story, that makes me feel like sometimes like, oh, good. And then at some point in the day, I feel like, look at me. I'm bragging about all the friends that I have. Don't you wish you had all these friends? Everyone is saying happy birthday to me. And it's like,
but you know, it's your day.
But if I got a birthday card from people, I wouldn't then pin those birthday cards to my shirt and walk around all day and go, look at me.
Why don't people do that? That's a sweet tradition. Pinning birthday
It actually
cards.
would be really sweet. But I don't know. There's something. It's a I don't know how I feel about it.
It's what we're, dealing with. This like online presence.
This social media.
Social media. We're just trying to like enjoy it, and I never get mad at somebody. Or do you get mad?
No, I participate in it.
Exactly. I'm not like.
But I feel
that's
subconscious.
I'm like, let them have their day, and like they having lots of fun reposting
Plus,
people.
people usually like. I feel like our group of friends, like the people we surround ourselves, like post like ironic, like they'll post like the worst photo of me or like a really silly video. It's not like I'm like looking gorgeous sitting on a couch like happy birthday to her. It's usually like silly moments, and I love to see people's like silly moments.
I will say when the Facebook birthday thing was, when we're all on Facebook, and it was your birthday, like the fun of that being like, you have 63 notifications.
Oh,
like,
it was euphoric.
And then
like,
and then
Yes.
scrolling through them. I will say I did get kind of annoyed when people would just be like, happy birthday. I'm like, that took 2 seconds for you to write.
Yeah, could have given me something
could have been
else.
funnier.
And you would comment, I have notes.
A little bit, yeah. But but when somebody's funny, wishing me a happy birthday, like back then Facebook
incredible.
era, I thought that was so charming.
It was always like my great aunt that would just post happy birthday, no exclamation mark, nothing. Like it would just be like a
HB.
Yeah,
HBD.
like happy birthday, period.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you mad at me? What's going on? Like at least give an
I've
exclamation
ended
mark.
friendships for people that just wrote HBD.
Oh.
Lazy.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I just ultimately...
But do that.
Well, I'm not
but
doing
also,
anything.
there's also a double-edged sword when you're like, halfway through the day, you're reposting.
And then you stop.
And then people keep tagging you, and they're like, why didn't you share mine?
Yes.
You're sharing everybody else's, all of a sudden it stops.
Ultimately,
it's like, well, I
turns
have to
into a
cut the
whole
cord
thing.
at some point.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, I want people to look at these things, so then if there's...
A million,
If
which
it's
I've
along-
been guilty of
if it looks
posting
like a
every
little-
single one.
Yeah.
I've definitely wished somebody a happy birthday and tagged them and noticed that they didn't
Same.
repost. And I'm like, oh, didn't make the cut.
I have noticed that too. Like by a half an hour, I was cut, and I was like, God damn! Like I put a lot of effort into this.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I guess it always comes down to me being like, how do I control how I'm being perceived on here? And the answer is,
You
have a
can't.
fully edited podcast in which you can control how you're perceived.
Exactly.
I
And
also
this is
think
where we
people.
put a ponytail on my head. And I go,
I also think people when they're going through the stories and they see like a couple like reposts of your birthday or something, they're like, all right, they skip it. So
Yeah, I don't think people need to watch the whole thing if it's like a long fucking
yeah.
series.
Do you view who's viewed your stories? Because then I go through and I go, huh, this person got bored. Looks like they
And left.
tapped out. Yeah,
I do.
definitely have.
I do that all the time.
I noticed.
I do it.
I noticed.
And then I also think that they are doing that. They're checking. So then I should go back and like quickly click through their stories and
Yeah.
know I didn't bail on them. It's psychotic.
Yeah, we're an interesting
I
and
can
unique animal
yeah,
that just tapping on a piece of glass.
people pleasers.
Yeah. Well, John, thank you so much for coming.
No, I'm not
and-
leaving.
Okay.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Oh yeah.
oh right. So you can stay for the next guest.
Yeah.
Actually, we'd love to have you.
Is there anything that you'd like to plug to the cameras?
Yes.
If you want to stare every single one down
I have
the
a
barrel?
leading role in a movie.
Ooh.
I haven't booked yet, but it's out there, and I will
And you will
audition for it someday.
I can't wait.
Fun on Instagram. Yeah, I'm around.
You're on Instagram and you're funny. Oh, you're famous for your earthquake vid.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How
follow.
about
What's
that
your
yesterday? Oh, it's
Yeah.
at John Milhiser.
Yeah, follow him just for the earthquake content.
Oof.
I like how you were like, I feel like I can't post this, and then you were like, well, I guess I will.
I was shooken up, and
Really?
Jackson made fun of me. So
It really shook a lot of people. Like people
I
were
was
really
at my
freaked.
desk. There's lots of framed photos and everything, and it felt like a truck was falling on the roof. And I was
did.
like, "What's happening?" And then it went poof, like that, and I was like, I ran and grabbed Charlie, my dog. I was like, ah, and I was about to go into the desk, and I was like, I picked up the phone. I'm like, Jackson, I don't even know what to do. Are you okay? And he's like. And he told me when he got home, he's like, I was holding in my laughter, John. Like, you were like clutching your pearls the whole time. Like, what do I do? Is everything... And then I started getting notifications like, post the video. I'm like, I'm not posting. People are hurt. I don't know. And then I went out into the hallway of my apartment building, and this old man came out. He's like, I'm from Minnesota. I'm not used to this. And I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, I'm going outside. I'm like, I'm going back in.
Everyone's just a 40s starlet with a tight finger wave, clutching their nightgown. Oh, what are we gonna do? That's so funny.
So I quickly posted, like, I'm sorry, I'm not posting this
you
cup
posted.
videos.
You were like, I'm not gonna
That
do the
was
cup.
scary. And then,
People were really freaked out yesterday.
Yeah.
I
thought it was a tree
noticeable.
falling on because we were having work done, like gardeners, and I thought a tree had fallen on the house. And I was like, fuck, like I'm gonna have to, it's a whole thing, like a tree just wrecked this house. And then it was an earthquake.
yeah.
But it was that strong that it like shook a whole house.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared. I'm not scared of nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you even feel it?
I did feel it. I was sitting at my desk and I did note it was like a noticeable like, oh, this is intense, and then it stopped, and then I went back to deleting emails from I don't unsubscribe from anything, so because I like to have the feeling of I like to have the power of deleting emails from my inbox. So I'm still deleting Bath and Body Works stuff.
What?
Sue me. We all have our things. I've fully caught the bug of staring directly into this camera right now too. By the way, sue me. I like to clean house. I like to feel powerful. Yes.
Clean house. Wow. What a pleasure to have you.
Yes, it was a pleasure being here.
And I hope I never cancel a plan on you.
Never
I
do.
don't think I will.
Yeah, you won't catch me canceling a plan on you.
Let's all go to Little Dom's or something.
Yes.
Put it in the book. Put it in the
will.
book. Okay.
Please. I know. You need to enjoy the neighborhood before you move.
We're not moving. We like that neighborhood
Okay,
so
good.
much. Yeah.
Good.
That was her telling you to move.
Oh, I thought you were leaving.